What's up, everyone? This is the Nick Tape Podcast, episode 32 with Mikel and
Tanyka.
where we have a conversation about different topics. So today is a special episode once again. It's Mother's Day, everybody. And it's a special day for every type of mother, including single mothers who are in relationships, mothers who are married, every different types of mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. So what are we talking about on this episode, Tanyka?
Well, we're going to kind of do some origin a little bit on Mother's Day, and we're kind of just going to have a little bit of fun. We can talk about our experiences with our mom, or we can kind of talk about our moms, whatever. And
Yeah.
we can, make it fun.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
let's get to it.
Let's get to it. So this year, Mother's Day is going to be on May 12th, 2024, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we're roughly getting this out on the same day as Mother's Day, but either way, it's going to be May 12th for this year. So in case you have no clue what Mother's Day is a celebration honoring the mother of the family or individual, which I'm not sure exactly what that means, individual, but as well as motherhood.
Individual means like single mother.
No, I know what the individual means, but I just mean in this context. Okay. Like either way, that is an individual. Yeah, right. Anyway, as well as motherhood, maternal bonds, and the influence of mothers in society. It is celebrated on different days. In many parts of the world, like the UK, just have theirs in March, the month we're still in currently. And that's just one example that they do it a little earlier than we do here in North America. Most commonly, the months that Mother's Day is done is either March or May. So just a little bit of history here. So Mother's Day, in terms of in the States anyways, which I'm sure with Canada, we have a little bit of that influence, obviously.
Yeah.
Was created by Anna Jarvis in 1908. Did a little bit more history with that. And it became an official U.S. holiday in 1914. Jarvis would later actually denounce the holiday because it was ended up being commercialized, and spent the latter part of her life trying to remove it from the calendar. So I'll get a little more into that in a little bit. While dates and celebrations vary, Mother's Day traditionally involves presenting moms with flowers, cards, or other gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So, the history of Mother's Day. Celebrations of mothers and motherhood can be traced back to as far back as ancient Greece and Romans as well, who held festivals in honor of the mother goddess Rhea and Cybele, I believe is her name, Cybele. But the clearest modern precedent for Mother's Day is the early Christian festival known as Mothering Sunday. Once a major tradition in the UK and parts of Europe, the celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their quote-unquote mother church, which was the main church in the vicinity of their home, for social service. So traditionally, I guess kind of the UK, like I said, for example, England just recently celebrated Mother's Day. It seems like they've stuck to that tradition because we're still in the middle of Lent currently as we record this. So like that makes sense. I guess like they kind of still held on to that tradition. Whereas here in North America, we've said the hell with Lent. We're not doing that. So over time, the Mothering Sunday tradition shifted into a more secular holiday, and children would present their mothers with flowers and other tokens of appreciation.
Mm.
The custom eventually faded in popularity before merging with the American Mother's Day in the 1930s and 40s. So here we go with a little bit of that history that I was talking about with Anna Jarvis. So we have Anne Reeves Jarvis and Julia Ward Howe. So the reason they're kind of involved in this is because when it came to the how Mother's Day is what it is today, it kind of started in the Civil War era with Anne Reeves Jarvis, who is from West Virginia, who helped start mothers, quote unquote, day work clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. So this was during Civil War.
Civil War, wow.
With the men obviously out there fighting for nonsense.
For their mothers or fighting for
no, do you know the history of Civil War?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that's what they're saying. While the men were deployed in war, the women are by themselves with their kids, right?
Right.
These clubs later became a unifying force in a region of the country still divided over the Civil War. In 1868, Jarvis organized Mother's Friendship Day, at which mothers gathered with former Union and Confederate soldiers to promote reconciliation. Another precursor to Mother's Day came from the, I'm going to butcher this word, sorry, Bolshevicists, sure, and suffragette, I believe is word. I don't know what those are, but anyways, this particular person, whatever she was, is Julia Ward Howe, which I mentioned earlier. In 1870, Howe wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation, which was a call to action that asked mothers to unite in promoting world peace. In 1873, Howe campaigned for a Mother's Peace Day to be celebrated every June 2nd. So, other Mother's Day pioneers include Juliette Calhoun Blakely, who was a temperance activist who inspired a local Mother's Day in Albion, Michigan in the 1870s. The duo of Mary Towles Sasson and Frank Hearing, meanwhile, both worked to organize a Mother's Day in the late 19th and early 20th century. So that's what they were doing. Some have even called Hearing the father of Mother's Day. I don't know if I like that, but nonetheless, that's what he was kind of there for. So now bringing it back to Anna Jarvis, if that name sounds familiar to you, because she is the daughter of Anne Jarvis. 3 names that I mentioned before that I can't remember off the top of my head without looking at my notes. But anyways, she is her daughter. So the official Mother's Day holiday arose in the 1900s as a result of the efforts of Anne Jarvis. Following her mother's 1905 death, Anna Jarvis conceived of Mother's Day as a way of honoring the sacrifices mothers made for their children.
Okay.
After gaining financial backing from a Philadelphia department store owner named John Wanamaker, I think it's Wanamaker, in May 1908, she organized the first official Mother's Day celebration at a Methodist church in Grafton, West Virginia. That same day also saw thousands of people attend a Mother's Day event at one of Wanamaker's retail stores in Philadelphia. So it's like he had the financial backing, and it also kind of helped with, I guess, his business as well. Kind of helped each other, I guess. So following the success of her first Mother's Day, Jarvis, who remained unmarried and childless herself, resolved to see her holiday added to the national calendar. Arguing that American holidays were biased towards male achievements, she started a massive letter-writing campaign to newspapers and prominent politicians, urging the adoption of a special day honoring motherhood.
Mm.
By 1912, many states, towns, and churches had adopted Mother's Day as an annual holiday, and Jarvis had established the Mother's Day International Association to help promote her cause. Her persistence paid off in 1914 when President Woodrow Wilson signed a measure officially establishing the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. Anna Jarvis had originally... Go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Which holidays are men focused, to be honest with you?
Well, you gotta think of it also back then too. So I guess if we're talking about mainly holidays that aren't like, of like Christmas or something like that, that isn't like one you actually take a holiday off for. I mean, you have, which is important, but Martin Luther King is focusing on a man. You have even Memorial Day, technically, is focusing on men and their achievements.
Okay. Yeah,
because women tended to not fight in many wars up until a certain point.
That's true.
Right? So you have all of these, I think President's Day, 9 times out of 10, actually, not even 9 times out of 10, all the time, is about men. So, yeah, there is a lot focused on men, even if you're not thinking about it. It is technically focused on men. So, and then even think about, we have Mother's Day, but we also have Father's Day. That's also focusing on men. So, there's nothing focusing on women.
So Father's Day was first before Mother's Day?
I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see when we do that.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm not sure, but it's just as an example, there's so much focusing on men that there isn't a whole lot focusing on women. Even recognizing Women's International Day.
That was
something
like
fairly new.
That's new, yeah. That's new, and and Women's History Month is new too. Yeah.
So that's, I totally get what she's saying.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Okay. I was just asking the question because it doesn't hardly any holidays
you just don't think about it, right?
But,
you don't think about it.
I don't
until
think.
Yeah.
Do you actually think about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Anna Jarvis had originally conceived of Mother's Day as a day of personal celebration between mothers and families. Her version of the day involved wearing a white carnation as a badge and visiting one's mother or attending church services. So I'm going to give you a little more details on the carnation in a little bit, but remember that. But once Mother's Day became a national holiday, it was not long before florists, card companies, and other merchants capitalized on its popularity, right? While Jarvis had initially worked with the floral industry to help raise Mother's Day's profile, by 1920, she had become disgusted with how the holiday had been commercialized. She outwardly denounced the transformation and urged people to stop buying Mother's Day flowers, cards, and candies. So she's like, no. Yeah, seriously, she's like, this is not what I wanted this to be. It's now become something for businesses to capitalize on. I don't like this. So she wanted it done. There's more.
So
what?
Wait, hold on. So what was the point? Like, that's to celebrate mothers, even though it's like, capitalize on, like to bring flowers, to bring gifts, to bring,
which I understand. I'm with you on that, but I think from her perspective, that it was meant for businesses to capitalize on it and like gouge people, right? Just like we said with Valentine's Day.
She doesn't like capitalism.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what it's about.
All right. Cool.
So Jarvis eventually resorted to an open campaign against Mother's Day profiteers, speaking out against confectioners, florists, and even charities. She also launched countless lawsuits against groups that had used the name Mother's Day, eventually spending most of her personal wealth in legal fees. By the time of her death in 1948, Jarvis had disowned the holiday altogether and even actively lobbied the government to see it removed from the American calendar. Like, my girl was persistent.
Right.
She nearly probably should put herself in bankruptcy to sue people. How she didn't become a factitious litigant, I have no clue. And if you don't know what the factitious means, it means someone who constantly sues somebody just to sue. So I don't know how she did it. Maybe she did. I don't know. But so while versions of Mother's Day are celebrated worldwide, like I said, traditions vary depending on the country. So in Thailand, Mother's Day is always celebrated in August on the birthday of the current queen, which I didn't know they had a queen, but her name is Surikit. So that's when they do it.
Surikit?
Surikit. I think it's Surikit. Yeah. Sirikit. Surikit.
All right.
Another alternate observance of Mother's Day can be found in Ethiopia, where families gather each fall to sing songs and eat a large feast as part of, I'm going to butcher this, a multi-day celebration honoring motherhood. So that's what that is. In the United States, Mother's Day continues to be celebrated by presenting mothers and other women with gifts and flowers, and has become one of the biggest holidays for consumer spending. Families also celebrate by giving mothers a day off from activities like cooking or other household chores. At times, Mother's Day has also been a date for launching political or feminist causes. So in 1968, Coretta Scott King, who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife, used Mother's Day to host a march in support of underprivileged women and children. In the 1970s, women's groups also used the holiday as a time to highlight the need for equal rights and access to childcare. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So let's do some fun facts on Mother's Day.
Go ahead.
So some of them I'm not going to say because I'm pretty sure one of them was said before on a different episode. But anyways, I think the Valentine's Day episode. So one of them is not going to be mentioned. But I think that is that florists tend to make more money on Mother's Day than they do on Valentine's Day. But
say it again?
Wasn't it that florists make more money on Mother's Day than they do on even Valentine's Day? Or is it like the same? They have florists.
Florists.
Yeah.
What is that? What is
That's what you call people who sell flowers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's how you call them? I thought they just called them the flower shopper.
They're called florists.
Flower.
Florist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's new.
It's not new.
Me.
Just saying it's not new. It's not new at all. So anyways, one fun fact is more calls are made on Mother's Day than any other day of the year. Reportedly, there is approximately 122 million calls that are made on the second Sunday of May every year. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
Mother's Day is the third highest selling holiday for flowers and plants, so I actually didn't include it. So it is here. Yeah. Valentine's Day might get the roses, but after Christmas and Hanukkah, more people buy flowers and plants for their moms on Mother's Day than any other holiday. Indeed, approximately 1/4 of all of the flowers purchased throughout the year are bought for Mother's Day. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Normally, Mother's Day is the busiest day of the year for restaurants. I can attest. If you want to, we've had this issue before in my household. If you want to go to a restaurant, maybe think about booking that restaurant from like March. for example. According to a survey by the National Restaurant Association, as much as 40% of people make plans to go to a restaurant for Mother's Day. The moniker mom comes from babies. So the first thing most babies can vocalize is the ma sound, M-A, which is why in almost every language the word for mother begins with the letter M or is some iteration of the ma sound, which is actually true. Carnations have a special meaning on Mother's Day, which I mentioned previously. So like I said, Anna Reeves Jarvis used the carnation on Mother's Day to symbolize whether your mother was living. So a red carnation meant she was living, and a white one meant she had passed. So that's the meaning of the carnation. In 2023, so just last year, over $35 billion was spent on Mother's Day. On average,
Wow.
yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, it's a lot less than I think, because
Really?
I think we match
$35 billion?
billion or million?
Billion with a B.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it said million. I was like, I thought it would be beyond Christmas. I was like, people are supposed to be spending more. What are you doing?
Billion.
I was like,
on average.
Yeah, okay.
On average, shoppers planned to spend $274 on gifts for their mothers, according to the National Retail Federation.
Okay.
The most popular gift for Mother's Day is the greeting card. Every Mother's Day, there are approximately 152 million Mother's Day cards sent. Mother's Day is celebrated all over the world, like I mentioned. So some of those places, I didn't mention all those places. Some of those different places is Great Britain, like I mentioned, Canada, obviously, Costa Rica, Samoa, Georgia, like the actual country, Australia, and Thailand, like I said. And all have designated celebrations to honor their country's mothers. 41% of Americans plan to buy their mom jewelry. However, flowers still remain the most popular gift option, with about 72% of Americans opting for a floral present. Why not just get mom both of them if you want to? That might be expensive, but you know. Some countries still observe ancient festivals honoring mothers. So, for example, in India, people celebrate Durga Puja, I believe is how you say it, a festival that pays homage to the mother goddess Durga. The festival is a 10-day event that takes place around September or October. Many women are waiting before they become mothers. So what that kind of means is, according to a 2022 report, the average age for a first-time mom in the US hit 30 years old for the first time. Well, I think women are, we're not in the 50s or 60s anymore where you have to get married really young and have kids, and there are 2.5 kids by the time you're 25 or something. We're just, taking our time, putting our careers first, and,
Yeah, some women do
some
that.
Women do,
they put their careers before, so it's...
Which is, it's not just like if you're in, more of an equal partnership or whatever, you tend to both want to get finances somewhat in order. There's never going to be a right time to be mom, but, or become parents, financially speaking anyways. I think the most important thing is mental. But, it's definitely a lot different, nowadays. You don't feel like that rush. And I think even for me, coming this from experience with that, I've learned to train myself that, I'm 32. I'm going to be 33 soon. But I keep telling myself I'm still young. I still have time. I'm not under the gun yet. Um,
And
despite
there,
what science might say, but you know,
yeah, yeah. Um, like I said, there's a lot of women out there who are your age who are,
hmm,
probably in the same position.
well,
So,
there's a lot of women my age that already have kids or are done having kids, or whatever the case may be.
that
So
too.
everyone's in different places in life, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So,
So beauty salons and spas also get a Mother's Day boost. I can attest. I've gotten my mom
mhm.
both of those things on Mother's Day. So according to the National Retail Federation, on Mother's Day, people will spend 2 billion with a B on dollars on personal services like spa treatments for their
Hmm.
moms. And moms aren't the only ones getting Mother's Day love. No, no. The average
Hmm.
American buys 2.8 Mother's Day cards. Weird number. So most people are buying more than just one for their mom. Many people opt to buy Mother's Day cards for grandmothers, sisters, and their mother-in-laws as well.
Also, wives.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
that's true too, but when you have little kids, that is the only thing you're doing is buying them for your wife, for the kids. But yeah,
yeah,
then that, makes sense. Um,
yeah,
or grandmothers, like their mothers, like my grandma,
yeah, 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 yeah,
brother to
yeah. They're
bro.
both, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So if you want to sit down with your children and watch a fun movie about moms, I got some movies that you can watch. Some
Okay.
of these movies I don't even know what they are, so I'll give a little thing about it. But most of these I think we should know. First and foremost, number one, Freaky Friday,
Oh,
2003 edition. Stop it. 2003 edition with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
I knew you were going to say that. That was the
What I'm
first one I
saying.
was thinking out of my head right now.
Come
I was
on,
like,
come on, come
what
on.
was that movie? What was that movie with the switching? And,
Yeah, Freaky Friday.
I was like, yeah, that's it.
Best movie. Best movie. And if you want
It
to
was
fight,
good.
we'll fight. But that's the best movie.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
They're doing another one this year.
Yeah, they should leave that alone,
Stop
in
it.
my
No,
opinion.
we want this. You shush.
I don't know. Go
Good for you, but I say yes.
ahead.
Next movie you can sit down and watch, Bad Moms. That's a good one too. You can watch either one or two if you want, but the second one is more Christmas. So we do you.
Is that is that the one with Mila Kunis?
Mhm.
Mila
And
Kunis is
Chris,
in it?
yeah, and Kristen Bell in it.
I remember that trailer.
I like this
Is
movie.
that the
It's a good
same?
movie.
Is that the same director that did Bad Santa?
I think so. They've also done like I don't know if it's the same guy who did. No, I don't think it's the same guy who did like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, but I think it could be. But I think so. I think they also did
Yeah.
Bad Teacher or something like that too. So yeah, they have like a trend. But I like Bad Moms. Bad Moms was good.
Yeah. 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 Okay. I never
Sticking
seen
with,
it.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Sticking with what I just said with Valentine's Day and New Year's Day, you can
Mhm.
jump on and do Mother's Day with this by the same director, who has like Jennifer Aniston's in it, Julia Roberts is in it, a whole bunch of different people are in it. And if you're a Pretty Woman fan, well, there's a scene just for you in that movie. But I like this movie too. It's pretty good. Wonder. I don't know if you remember Wonder.
Oh, that's a good
It's
movie.
a great movie.
Oh my God.
Great movie.
Isn't that about the kid?
The kid, yeah, that had
Oh,
yeah.
great. Awesome movie.
Julia Roberts is in that too, and Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
I think that's one of
One of the best
Owen,
movies.
yeah, Owen Wilson's best movie.
Owen Wilson, yeah.
What's
Marley.
it? Marley.
Marley,
Yeah, next to
yeah.
Marley. Yeah, that's is one and two. One and two. You can switch that around.
Mm-hmm.
Two is best ones. Probably Wedding Crasher. That is questionable, but you know.
Wedding Crashers is what it is. It's
Yeah.
It is what it is with Wedding Crashers, but
Same
it's a classic. You know, it's one of those movies
Yeah.
that have gone down. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
this one's not so much about moms per se, but definitely the empowerment of not only women but Black women, hidden figures. It's a good
Hidden
one. Hidden Figures.
hidden
Have you heard of
figure.
that?
No, I haven't seen
No.
that one.
It's been a while since I saw the movie because I did see it when it first came out, but it's basically these three Black women they work with NASA, and
Mhm.
but this was during a time where, Black women and NASA is probably, wasn't really heard of. So they were hidden from, they weren't in, they weren't given their credit for the things that they did. It's a good
Right.
movie. Taraji P. Henson's in it. See if I can remember all their names here. Olivia. Oh, no, that's not it. Olivia Spencer. No, it's the one there from Help. Um, Octavia Spencer. There we go. Octavia
Okay.
Spencer is in it.
Hmm.
And she's a singer. Uh, Monet. I got her last name, but I got her first name. But anyway, she's in it too. Let's do more movies.
Yeah.
There's this movie that I've never heard of called The Joy Luck Club. And basically, if you don't, never heard of it, if you want to know kind of what it's about, is it decent? It says it's following the lives of four Chinese American women. This film tells the compelling and at times harrowing stories of the women and their mothers and how they can learn from each other's past. Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Mamma Mia, if you want to watch there, sit down and watch some Mamma Mia,
Yeah, I
listen to
heard
some
of it.
ABBA. Go.
Haven't seen it. Heard of
You've
it.
heard of that one? It was a
Heard of it.
Broadway show before it was a movie.
Oh, it was a show?
Anyways, yeah, I saw it when it came out. Yeah. And then it was Broadway turned movie. Broadway show is incredible. But anyways, there's another one that I've never heard of before, but it's called Real Women Have Curves. And America Ferrera is in this, actually.
That sounds like something else.
No, calm down. A well-meaning mama bumps heads with her independent daughter on the cusp of adulthood in this heartwarming story about ambition, self-love, and family that put star America Ferrera on the map.
Right.
So that's what the movie's about.
Hmm.
Steel Magnolias.
No, never
Chefs.
heard of it.
I can't. Let's move on. Miss Juneteenth. Never heard of this, but I think we can gather that this is. Well, we know what Juneteenth is now. It's something that's
right. June
yeah.
19th. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So, if you want to know what this movie's about, it's former beauty queen and single mom Turquoise. Why do we do this to our Black children? Stop naming these children something that don't make sense. Anyways, that's her name. Just wants the best for her daughter Kai, which means that winning their town's Miss Juneteenth pageant and the scholarship that comes with it. So it's basically, can Kai convince her mom that she can forge her own path? An unshakable mother-daughter bond conquers all in this quiet and heartwarming film, written and directed by Shannon Godfrey Peoples. Never heard of him either, but that's what this movie is about. If you want to go the scary route and mess your minds up, you can watch Bird Box. That's another option.
Bird what?
Bird Box. You ever heard of Bird Box?
No.
On Netflix?
Bird Box?
Everyone was talking about it. Yeah.
Never heard of it. I'm probably out of the loop.
You clearly were. Everybody was
Yeah.
talking about Bird Box. So my dumb ass decided to go watch the freaking thing.
When did it
I'm gonna say late 2018, early 2019.
Oh no, nobody in my workplace was not talking about it.
Well, I don't know about necessarily workplaces. I mean, people in my workplace were talking about it too, but it was like all over, like celebrities were talking about it. It was all over the internet. The memes were done for this thing. It was huge. Yeah.
Black Twitter wasn't talking about it. I know that for a fact. So I was on Twitter and nobody was like tweeting it.
Well, no, because I mean, there's a black, really good looking black man in the movie, anyways. But it was, he doesn't.
Oh, Black Twitter,
Honestly,
Black Twitter.
no, I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying, but no, like it was a huge. It was you could not go on any sort of social media and not hear about Bird Box. It was impossible. You literally had to purposely avoid this. Like, I don't understand how you don't even. Anyways, you probably know. Do you remember seeing like memes with? Do you know Sandra Bullock? We talked about her last week. Really. You remember Sandra Bullock?
Blind Side, yeah.
Yes. So it was literally Sandra Bullock and these two kids, and she would be wearing like this blindfold around her eyes. And it was like people doing
Oh
the
yeah.
Bird Box challenge and stuff like that. Like it was huge.
I saw that. I saw it was an image.
Yeah, it was an image, but it was actually like it was memed. Like it was actually in the movie. Um, here's what I'll
Bird
say.
Box. Oh, you said blur box.
No, Bird Box.
Yeah,
Which I
I'm
never
seeing the image right now.
yeah, I've never understood why they called it Bird Box till I watched the movie. But here's what I'll say about this movie. That's why I say if you want to screw your mind up, by all means, go for it. But this is a movie that screwed me up for the rest of my life. If you do decide you want to watch this movie, don't watch it at night. Be fully prepared that it might mess you up a little bit. Because for me, it just kind of made me think of, what if this actually happened? I can't say more than that. It's not a bad movie. It's just mentally screws you type of movie. It's so crazy. It's so messy. But anyways, if you want to watch that, by all means, she has a mom trying to save her kid. So there you go. Okay, there's another movie.
Yeah, there's The Blind Side, and then there's Aquila and the Bee. Did you already mention that already?
Not yet. I don't know if I do.
Okay.
I don't.
Well,
That's not really a mother's movie.
No, really?
I wouldn't consider it a mother's type of movie.
Well, I searched on Google.
Yeah, no, but I don't. I'm not. I probably don't mention it because I actually really don't like that movie.
Really?
Yeah, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like her. So, I used to think she was great. Then something shifted. I don't like her anymore. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on.
Is that Fishburne's daughter?
Who? Who?
Okay, never mind. The
Who
actor that was in the Spelling Bee.
Are you talking about Lawrence Fishburne?
Yes.
I don't think he was her father. I think he was her like teacher or something. If I remember correctly. I can't remember if he was her father.
Oh, no, her real life father.
No, I don't think so.
The actor. Okay.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so there's another movie called Yes Days, which I can never heard of. But if you're tired of saying no to your family or a family member, busy mom Allison, which is played by Jennifer Garner, gives her kids a full day of making up the rules. So this is also this movie. I think it's a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
It also has Jenna Ortega in it as well.
Oh wow, Jenna Taylor plays.
Yeah, she's one of the kids. Because
when it was released?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I just see the date, but I don't see like the year, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's another movie called Because I Said So, which includes Diane Keaton, Mandy Moore. I cannot remember his name, but the main lawyer in Suits, the actual lawyer, he's also in it as well. So it's a really good movie. I enjoy it. Right. It's very funny.
Okay.
If you want to go a little darker, there's a movie called Serial Mom.
I know that movie is not good.
Oh, I know. I've never seen it. Never heard of it. It's not good.
It feels like a mom with a knife.
It looks like Matthew Lillard is in it too.
That's
and Ricky Lake is in it.
Ricky Lake.
Mm.
That's what I'm picturing, right? By the way,
Who?
a mom with a knife killing somebody.
Oh yeah.
Perhaps,
She'll do
maybe I'm
anything for her
wrong.
kids, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it said. She'll do anything for her kids.
Oh,
Literally anything for her
oh,
kids.
oh, okay. Okay.
Mm. There's another
Okay.
cute little movie called Mother with Debbie Reynolds is in it. May she rest.
Mm,
Um, there's not really much of an. I never heard of this movie before either. It's not much of
hmm
a description on it, but
Right.
Debbie Reynolds is in it. So,
Okay.
The Perfect Man with Hilary Duff, Heather Locklear is in it as well.
I think I've seen it. I just don't remember the movie.
I know I've seen it too, but I don't remember.
I've seen it. I don't remember.
Mm.
So I don't remember the story. I don't remember anything. I think I've seen it
Well,
on
if
some
you're like
Disney Channel.
Mikel, it's basically Hilary Duff creates a fake persona to kind of help her mom kind of get back into the groove of things, but then she actually thinks that the guy's real. So she kind of like she gets herself into a messy situation, but yeah, it's a cute movie.
Right.
Hilary Duff in her prime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Boop. Never heard of this movie either, but it is Diane Keaton as well. She basically becomes a mom, and she's trying to juggle being a mom and work life as well. Which
Yeah, never seen it either.
no, never seen it, never even heard of it, but definitely something that a lot of moms deal with, juggling being a mom and also working.
That sounds like a good movie or series. Is that a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Movie? Okay.
Mm.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like a good movie.
Yeah. It's an old school movie. It looks like it's probably in the 80s, late 80s maybe. So,
okay.
Yeah. Mothers and Daughters. I feel like I've heard of this movie before. Has Courtney Cox in it. Selma Blair's in it. So yeah, I think I can't tell who the other person is, but yeah, there was a few different people in it. And yeah, Stepmom. Another Julia Roberts classic. Stepmom, and also Susan Sarandon's in it, Ed Harris is in it. I don't need to explain this movie. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch. It is a great movie. It's a classic. It's great.
Yeah, no.
You've never seen it?
Nope.
You're doing yourself a disservice. Again. You
Yeah,
need to go watch Stepmom.
I only watched like probably a few movies from your list so far. Not a whole lot of them.
Oh, there's gonna be another one that I already know you've never seen.
Okay, go ahead.
Lady Bird. I haven't seen this one either. I didn't even know this was about like the mother-daughter relationship, but apparently it is. So there's that one too. Here's the one that I'm talking about that you have not seen. The Parent Trap is one that Mikel has not seen. Again, how did you avoid the 90s? And it is, again, a classic. There's the original Parent Trap as well, but I'm talking about the 90s version. Lindsay Lohan, Dennis Quaid is also in it. And Natasha Richardson, may she rest in peace, is also in it.
I've probably seen it. It's just like I don't remember. I've probably seen it on
They were
some Disney
twins.
channel.
They were twins, and they were separated when the parents divorced.
Yeah, I've probably seen that on some Disney Channel. I just don't remember.
And they met each other. They met each other in a camp, and they realized they were twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I very much enjoy it. Riding in Cars with Boys. Now I learned something about this movie because I've seen this movie quite a bit. I learned something. I can't. Drew Barrymore is in it. Brittany Murphy, may she rest, is also in it. How have you avoided? I can't. Anyways, what I learned about this movie is that this is actually based on a true story about writer Beverly D'Onofrio, I believe how you say her name, who Drew Barrymore plays, who became a mom at age 15, which I do know she became a mom young. It's in the movie.
Right.
But I didn't know it was based on a true story. I did not know that. It's a very great movie.
Yeah.
It's also, I can't remember if this was the movie that, no, this is not the movie. There's another movie that Brittany Murphy is in that she unalives herself in, but I don't think it's this one. But yeah, this was a good movie too. It was kind of, again, the era of Brittany Murphy, kind of being in lots of different things.
Hmm.
She was amazing. Drew Barrymore is really great in it. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. It's really good. The Guilt Trip, Barbara Streisand, and Seth Rogen. It's really good. Again, I'm probably guessing you've never seen it before, but
Guilt Trip, I heard of it.
yeah,
Didn't watch it.
yeah, it's a cute movie.
Hmm.
Um, it's kind of basically like he can't get out from under the thumb of his mom. She's the Jewish mom, and
Hmm.
it's good. I enjoyed it. Again, Barbara Streisand can do no wrong, but yeah. Last but not least, I only included this because it's one of my favorite movies, and that is The
Right.
Sound of Music.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen The Sound of Music? I'm gonna guess no.
Mm.
I was gonna guess no. You haven't seen Sound of Music?
No, no.
Okay. All right. Well, for those who maybe have never seen Sound of Music and have no clue what it's about either, it's basically Julie Andrews is in it. She plays only a nun. She plays a nun, quote unquote. And she ends up becoming a governess of his 7 children. If you don't know what governess means, basically it's a delivered nanny. And she ends up falling in love with their father, Captain Von Trapp, who is played by Christopher Plummer, may he rest. And it's played by him, and they fall in love. And that is also based on a true story.
Okay.
And this was during the World War II in Austria.
Interesting.
That's it.
Okay. Surprised you didn't say Medea or Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh, maybe I will leave Mrs. Doubtfire for Father's Day movie.
Why?
Well, of course, because it's a father trying to get to be around his kids. It's a Father's Day movie.
Yeah.
What type of Father's Day movie? Yeah, I would think.
I mean,
Why would you think that's a Mother's Day movie?
I mean, it could be both because just doesn't dress.
No,
He dresses as a nanny or maybe
a nanny.
Oh,
He only does that though so he can get closer to his kids.
Yeah, I know.
He's not like it's not like he's transgender in the movie or anything like that. No. It's him just trying to get closer to his kids. I would consider that more of a Father's Day movie. Not so much a Mother's Day movie.
Yeah,
but he's not playing their mother. They have a mother who's we barely see around the kids to begin with.
Yeah, you barely see them around the kids at
exactly.
all.
It's mainly him.
But,
Sorry.
Yeah.
So it's I would consider that more of a Father's Day type movie than a Mother's Day type movie. I mean, you can watch it any time of year. Okay. So
Medea. I'm surprised you didn't say that. But
yeah. I love Medea. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Medea. But that's gonna be a no.
Okay.
So,
that's my notable stereo.
Yeah. But what do you want to say about your mom?
Oh, I thank my mom for doing a lot when we were like kids. She has taken a lot of a load as a single mother during our younger years, from moving from house to house, and then finally moving from renting apartment to apartment, and finally getting a house in Pickering, and then being with us since then. So like being around my brother and myself, um, and then taking care of us, both of them, while she's at work. Um, yeah, she's such a strong human being. She actually inspires me. There's a lot I could say, but like it's a little more personal. I don't want to get too personal on here, but but yeah, she's very inspirational, very strong woman. Um, I put her in my top 3 people that I look up to. You know, um, obviously she'll be number 1, and then the other 2 are basically, are basically men. And yeah, um, like I said, thank you for doing a lot for us, Mom. Now it's me and my brother's turn to do a lot for her, just to take it easy. So yeah, that's basically it. And yeah, like, one more thing, I love you, Mom, and just know that me and my brother are here for you. There you go.
All right. Well, I guess what I would say about my mom, and kind of similar to what you were saying, like my mom was a single mom for, I mean, better part of my life, and my mom had to do it all. She had me young, so she was 19, and my mom still managed to go through school, finish school the first time. When I was, actually, we just did the math the other day. I was 5 when she finally finished. Even though she had started before I was born, but she still did it, and she worked, and she went to school, and she mothered me, and I don't know how she did it, but she did. And obviously she had my grandparents help as well, but she did a lot. And grand scheme of things, like, I am who I am today because of her. My mom, though, can be tough and have expectations of her kids. For example, one of the expectations would have been no break between high school and college. You're going straight to college. And
Right.
I don't care what you do, but you're doing something. And she instilled that in both me and my brother. And that's exactly what I did. And, not to pinpoint other people, but my mom was the kind of mom to be like, you'd be like some of your other friends who didn't go to school and now look what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. So that's the kind of mom. And again, not naming names on here, but I know exactly who she was talking about. And that's partially because of her. I had the ambition myself, but that is because of her. That's the reason I am the way I am. And, sometimes yes, we might butt heads, but, it's hard, can't be avoided. But, when I need her, she's there. So there's definitely that. And yeah. And again, like, my mom went through school a second time too. I was much older. I think she started when I was in high school, towards the end of high school. And my brother was little. My brother would have been no more than 5 when my mom went the second time. I don't know, again, how she did it. But she did. And obviously I was there to help, but yeah. So yes, I don't know where I'd be without her. And my mom's gone through things personally too that I won't get into, but yeah, it's been through quite a bit too. But I also want to highlight my friends that are moms too. I want to highlight them. And I'll mention names because they've been on my podcast. But Letitia,
Right.
for example, has been single mom in this from the pretty much from the very beginning. And I don't know how she does it. She's been through a lot in her life too. And like, she's incredible. I want to also mention Ava, who was my co host on my other podcast. She's
Mhm.
on baby number 3 right now. And she just had her son just recently. And my girl literally went through the ringer with her her birth, the birth of of her third, sorry, and she's doing it. Like she,
Right.
and what I mean, like her oldest is a little older that she can kind of fend for herself, but
Hmm.
her last two, they're very close in age, and I don't know how she's doing it. I don't think she knows how she's doing it, but you're doing it,
Hmm.
and you're amazing. So
Hmm.
yeah, but that's
That's it.
basically it.
Yeah. I know, like, when you have family members, like including your moms, like, you're gonna have disagreements here, disagreements there.
Oh yeah,
All right. So like that's so
oh yeah,
but you always will still love your family member no matter what. Um yeah, like I had those. I didn't want to go too personal at all,
hmm
like Tanyka put me on the spot and I'm playing.
I did.
But like, yeah, you put me on. Could yeah, but otherwise than that, like yeah,
I mean,
like I
we
said,
also have Jamaican moms too, and we know like, well,
yes, yeah, I know,
it's a
yeah,
different ball game. Trust
yeah,
me.
different ball, yeah,
It's
trust me,
like in terms of how tough
yeah,
parents can be, it's like
yeah.
Asian parents and
Oh
then
yeah,
Jamaican parents. They're right there underneath
oh
that.
yeah, they're
So
one A, one B, yeah,
yeah,
toughness. So but yeah, like I said, from my first, she, my mom inspired me every single day, um, and um, she continues to inspire me every single day. So yeah,
yeah.
and as well as like I didn't know you're gonna go outside it either,
Oh,
like
I have to.
your
Again, like Letitia's,
friend.
I've been friends with Letitia since we were in grade 3.
So
Ava's another close one, so I have to. I have
yeah,
to. Yeah.
yeah. So I would like to include my friends as well, but I'm not going to say names. But I'm just going to
Yeah.
say uh, friends who are, single mothers, friends who are, married. They're also great mothers as well. So basically,
hmm
um, remember that your mother loves you and she will always be there for you no matter what.
Are we talking about
Um,
particular people here?
uh, no, just talking
Oh,
to
just in
the,
general. Okay.
to the,
Okay.
my friends if they're listening to the episode.
hmm
Um, but yeah, I'm I'm not just aiming at people. I'm just
Okay.
everybody.
It's just how you worded it. I'm like, we're
My
talking about
friends.
particular people. Okay.
Oh, okay, my bad. That didn't end too well, but
That's fine. The
you
power
don't
of
blame me.
editing will make that more seamless. It's fine.
Okay, nice. Okay. This ends this special episode, Mother's Day, episode 32 of the Next Take podcast. The Next Take podcast is available on all streaming platforms. We also have a website called solo.to/next take podcast. Where else are we at, Tanyka?
We are on Facebook and Instagram at Next Take Podcast and Twitter and TikTok at Next Take Pod.
Okay. And for our contact email is at mikeltanyka@gmail.com. So, we talked about, mothers,
Mothers.
and I think you were speaking about the origins of Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm. I
and then
did.
we just
I did some
basically
fun facts.
fun
And I gave
facts,
you
and
some
then
movie ideas for Mother's
the
Day.
yeah, yeah, I guess.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Like,
like, I don't know if I might
just
watch it.
because you haven't watched
I
them doesn't mean,
possibly I might watch it on Mother's Day with my mother. Possibly,
yeah,
maybe, maybe watch something else.
whatever.
But no, those are good movies. If you guys want to watch it, just give it a Google search. You'll just have to search like Mother's Day movies, and you just see a list of Mother's Day, or a website that says 50 top Mother's Day. Just click on it, and boom, you see a bunch of Mother's Day movies.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you might even get
yeah.
the exact same website. I went to, um,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even mention all the movies that were on my list because some of them were relevant, but
Mm-hmm.
that's just some of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we basically explain how our mothers, or not explain, but just how we feel about our mothers. So, yeah, that's basically the whole entire episode. Anything else you want to say, Tanika, or
Just happy Mother's Day to all the mamas.
Mm-hmm.
You're
That's
doing
right.
good.
Yeah.
If
Happy
no one's
Mother's Day
told
to
you
all.
that today
Mm-hmm.
or recently, you're doing good.
Yep. Happy Mother's Day to all mothers as well. Um, I hope y'all have a great day. To every single type of mother out there. Um, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I'm Mikel, and
And I'm Tanyka.
we're out until next week. Peace.
Bye.